Hello, welcome to Verbling. Hi there, I'm teacher Oakley. We're actually going to more or less continue our last class in which we learned vocabulary to discuss household chores and cleaning and things we do around the house, basic housework and stuff we do. This is more of an open conversation class. I'll be talking to you about these things. You'll practice your English by answering questions. I'll try to ask you questions which will force you to use description and opinion. Okay. That's it. So, hello, welcome to the class, Susanna. Hello, Susanna. How are you?
Hello, teacher. I'm fine. Thank you for asking me.
Great. Susanna, we're going to talk about housework and normal activities we all do, doing the dishes and doing the laundry and all that stuff. Susanna, who does most of the housework in your home?
Well, um, really, I don't do housework in my house, but yeah.
Well, the question was, who does it?
Um, um, a lady, one mister that I pay her.
Okay. So, all right, you have a house cleaner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just only I do the laundry. I wash my clothes. Yes, wash my clothes.
Okay. So, all right. So, you do the laundry.
The laundry, yes.
Or the washing, and Americans say laundry usually. British more often say do the wash, but both Americans and British back and forth with that. All right. Okay, so you have some help to do the household chores. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Okay. Well, that's very nice. Does anybody do you, not to be too personal, are you? Does anybody else live in your household?
Yeah. I live with my husband,
Uh-huh. Okay.
and that's it.
That's it. Does your husband do any of the housework? You
uh,
you do the
no,
laundry.
my husband helped me to the laundry.
Why does your husband want you to do the laundry?
Well, I put the clothes in the laundry in the
Uh-huh.
load, and my husband take off or take out
Right.
the clothes, and that's it.
My husband takes out the clothes.
Yeah, my husband takes out the clothes.
Okay, so he takes out the clothes. Does he fold them and put them away?
Okay, put away.
I am asking you, does he fold them? Part of doing the laundry, you have to sort the laundry. You take it apart, colors, whites. All right, you
Yes,
sort
I
the
do
laundry.
that.
You do that.
I do that.
Then
Yeah,
you wash it. All right.
yeah.
Then you have to dry it either by using a dryer or hanging up your laundry. Right.
Hang it up.
You hang it up, and then your husband takes it down. Take
Okay,
down the laundry and fold it. You know, fold it or put it on hangers, and then put it away. Okay. Fair enough. Let me, Susanna, let me welcome Santiago to the class. Hello, Santiago.
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay. Santiago, how about yourself? Do you Do you do a lot of housework? Who does the housework in your house? Things like laundry, clean the floor, do the
Well,
dishes.
that's a difficult question. It's maybe me sometimes, maybe my mother, maybe my father. All they all have to together.
Okay, so everyone helps,
Yeah,
or everyone pitches in. We
yeah.
say in English. Okay, especially okay. This is an excellent phrase for something like this. Um, everyone pitches in. Everyone helps out. Also,
Yeah.
we also use this phrase. Everyone pitches in. For example, if you and your friends want to get a pizza. Maybe everyone pitches in money.
Uh-huh.
Everyone pays. If everyone pays $3, we can get a pizza like that. Okay. All right. Well, that sounds good. Is there any housework that you like to do?
Not really.
None. Nothing.
No, nothing at all.
No. I like to do the food shopping. I enjoy that. I like shopping
Yeah?
for food. Yeah, I like it. Sure. I don't know why. Because I love food, maybe. I don't mind doing that. I actually look forward to it. Oops. All right. Hello. Come on back. I missed you there, but just about to say hello. Okay. Uh, Susanna. Susanna, let me go back to you. I'll go back and forth here. But Susanna, where do you live?
I live in Mexico.
Mexico. Okay. In Mexico, in your country, not your house, but in your country, who normally does most of the housework? Do the women of the house
Yeah, the women.
usually?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
For example, your mom or your sister or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Uh, all right. Nowadays, I mean, of course, in many countries where I'm from, in America as well, the women used to do all the housework. More and more in America, men pitch in and
What do you mean pitch?
pitch in. They help.
Oh, all right.
Just like everyone pitches in, everyone helps. So the
Pitches.
men pitch in, or the
Yeah.
men help out doing the housework. More and more, I think it's a trend that the housework is divided more evenly with men and women. I don't think it's even, not yet, but more and more men do housework. Susanna, do you think that's true in Mexico or not true?
Yeah, in Mexico, yes, the women uh, do the housework.
Entirely, exclusively, or does more and more do men do a little bit more housework than they used to in the past? I'm
Well,
trying to.
yes, in the past it was more common that the women do the housework. Now,
Hmm.
yes,
The
the
five.
women do the housework, but in some occasion, the husband or the children's boys help to the mom.
Okay, all right.
But depend the family.
Depends on the family. Yeah,
Yeah, for
right.
example, I had a one aunt, and only the boys don't do nothing in the house. Only the girls do all the housework.
I
Depends. Yeah,
see. Okay,
Interesting.
all
it,
right.
it's 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 very machismo in Mexico.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
machismo. Very,
Have you
very.
ever
I see.
have you ever guys seen the movie Help? The Help?
Have you guys ever seen the movie The Help?
Have you guys ever seen the movie The Help?
Can you describe it a little bit? I think I have.
Well, the movie is about how was treated the woman over there in the country,
Uh-huh.
The maids. No, I don't know if it's very. I don't know if saying maid is very shock. I don't know if it's a correct form to call them.
uh, it's a okay. I don't know either, to be honest. I don't know if it's politically correct to use maid anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, honestly. Now we call them cleaning housekeeper, maybe.
Now the, the people who help in the
Yeah.
house.
Housekeeper or house cleaner, I think, is more PC, politically correct, rather than maid. But I don't know. That anyway. Okay. Anyway, yeah, go on. Sorry, with your description.
Well, the movie so it's about the history of the maids in the United States, and
Uh,
they was they were treated like a piece of you know
yeah, yeah.
um, and it was terrible because the boss all the time was fighting with them. Sometimes for example, the maids uh, didn't do anything, and the boss says they robbed to them.
Okay, they robbed them,
They
not
robbed them.
robbed too. Is this the okay? Let me help me out. Is this the movie where basically it's in the South in the
South of
United
the
States?
country, yes.
Yeah, and it's all
Louisiana.
white people, and
Yeah,
all uh, the housekeepers or all the help. And back then
exactly.
they were maids. Were all African American. Is
Exactly, yeah.
is this the movie? Yeah. Is this the one where the one of the housekeepers makes a special pie?
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. I remember that. Yeah, classic.
The Viola Davis,
That's a great movie, actually.
yeah,
Yeah,
nice
yeah,
movie. Yeah.
yeah. I like that movie. Yeah, that was great. Yeah, yeah. And frankly, you bring up a very interesting point by bringing up that movie. All right. Uh, Susanna has some help. Nothing wrong with that. She has some help at her house. I do as well. I have my wife's cousin comes in a couple times a week and helps us because I have two small children, so my house is pretty much
Oh,
a disaster all the time.
yeah.
Yeah, I need all the help I can get. There's nothing wrong with having help to clean your house. Not at all. I do it myself. In recently in the news, for example, very specifically in Hong Kong, there was a case of a woman from Hong Kong who had an Indonesian house cleaner.
Yeah.
And the conditions were deplorable. They were deplorable, horrible, inhumane conditions. Deplorable conditions. She lived under the stairs in a closet.
Oh my God.
She could only sleep for 4 hours a day. Underpaid. Her pay was withheld. She wouldn't get paid. The owner held her passport, so she wouldn't allow this maid, this housekeeper, to leave ever. Basically, being held hostage to her passport, or being held prisoner, basically amounting to human slavery. You guys, where are you from, by the way, Santiago?
I'm from Argentina.
From Argentina. All right,
Yeah.
and Susanna here is from Mexico. I'm very curious because I'm American, but I'm currently living in Asia.
Yeah,
I'm
what
living
part of Asia?
I'm living in the Philippines.
Oh, nice.
Okay, and the whole idea of housekeepers being treated just as you're describing in this movie has become quite controversial here. In particular, going from poor Asian countries like the Philippines and Indonesia, maybe Thailand, and going to richer countries like South Korea or in Hong Kong, maybe Japan, although I haven't heard any issues with Japan, and being treated basically like slaves. Sometimes in America, I've heard about the same thing happening in America. Does this ever happen in Argentina or in South America? Do you ever hear about this type of thing? Santiago?
Sorry, it was wrong connection.
Do you ever hear about this type of thing where housekeepers are basically slaves?
Yeah, I have to tell you something. I've been housekeeper in a ski resort in the United States.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
What ski resort where?
in Park City, Utah.
Park City, Utah. I've skied there.
Yeah. Yeah?
Yeah.
At Deer Valley Resort.
Oh, okay. I was only there I went there for a short trip, 2 or 3 days. I never lived there or anything. I don't even remember where we stayed. It's all a blur.
Yeah, I know.
It was a fun trip, but yeah. Okay. Oh, really? So, but
Yeah.
you worked in a what? In a hotel? In a resort?
Yeah, in the hotel, in the resort, the hotel,
Mm-hmm.
because I wanted to improve my English, but it got worse. I think.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there's some advice for English language learners. I also worked many years in resorts. I was a chef for many years and general manager of restaurants before in my previous life before I kind of changed career to be a teacher. And frankly, I strongly encouraged. I participated in student work programs.
That was the. I participated in
Yeah.
one student, one problem. Yes.
Yep, and we would get 4 students every season, like this summer season, and then 4 more different ones in the winter season. 6 months visas. 6 month? No, they weren't 6 month visas because they weren't there the whole time. Like 3 or 4 month visas.
4 months.
Anyway.
Yes, for me.
4 month. Yeah, I think that's exactly what we did. All right. And frankly, it doesn't work for housekeepers. It's not a great idea because you're stuck in a room cleaning a room by yourself. You don't have chance to interact. Right?
I know, yeah.
Right. And I noticed that the ones who would be put in the housekeeping division, it really didn't help them. But the ones who are put in the kitchen with me, it helped them a lot because you have to speak English. You have to learn English very fast. Look out!
I know.
This is really hot. Don't
Yeah,
touch
I
this.
know.
There's a fire over there. There's, yeah. They would tend to learn English very quickly. Or anybody who was, the idea is to speak, right? So people that worked in the kitchen or out on the floor, like waiters or waitresses, wait staff, they would have to learn English. They had no choice.
Yeah,
they would learn very quickly. Yeah, indeed. I definitely noticed a big difference because some of them, when we would do the same program you're speaking of, and some would go to housekeeping and some would go to the restaurant. And the ones who went to the restaurant learned English a lot faster. Yeah.
Well, I also worked in the restaurant, you know.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay, anyway, back to my original question. We're kind of going off topic. We were talking about housework and cleaning. And I was curious if it ever happens in Central America or South America that people get basically used as like human slaves. They're
I don't
asked
know
to.
here.
You don't know? You never heard about that? No.
No.
So,
No.
let me talk to Susanna for a minute. Susanna, now I'm sure you don't do this, of course, but have you ever heard about this happening, that housekeepers or house cleaners are used very poorly, taken advantage of?
Well, in the USA, I don't know.
Yeah.
In Mexico, depends because if the women work in a rich house or
Mm,
a big house, maybe earn more money. Or if the person work in a human house, maybe earn less money than in the other house. Depends. Depends the place donde the women work or the person works.
okay. Uh, all right. It depends. I mean, obviously, it depends on the person who is the boss, how they treat their help. Yeah, Susanna, I meant to say earlier, you told a little story about your aunt. Okay. In English, it's, I forgot how you pronounced it, but it should be aunt. Sometimes you hear Americans say aunt. Really, it should be aunt. And the other thing I wanted to correct you on, you talked about how we were talking about male and female doing housework, and you said that sometimes in your aunt's family, the men in the family don't do nothing. Well, that's a double negative. If they don't do nothing, then that means they must do something. Uh, okay, Santiago, thank you for stopping
Bye.
by, and have a good evening.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
very much. The same for you.
Okay. So, all right, anyway, it should be they don't do anything, to be correct. They don't do any housework. They don't do anything around the house. Uh, Susanna, when you were a child, did your parents give you household chores to do, like the dishes or clean, keep your room clean, make your bed? Did you have jobs as a child?
Well, in my case, it's very different, I guess, in the other cases, because I the only child.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have brother or sister. And for example, now I'm married, but I don't have children.
Okay.
And maybe in my life, I think that I never do housework, housework.
Really?
Yeah, for
You're
now, where I have to do the laundry, but when I was single, my mom and other and the housekeeper do everything.
wow. Well, you're privileged. You're lucky. Okay.
I
All right.
suppose I don't do nothing.
Are
Really?
Susanna? Are you
Yeah.
famous? Are you an actress?
No,
No.
no, but
Are you sure?
no,
Okay.
but no, I don't know, but no.
All right. All
Maybe
right.
in some occasion I cooked because
Okay.
my mom hate uh, to cook, but that's it.
Okay. Another small correction. I am married, not I'm marriage. I am married now. Okay.
Married?
Married. I am married instead of I am marriage. Marriage is a noun, just the idea of being married is called marriage. All right. So if you're describing yourself, you should say I am married or I am married now. Okay.
Okay,
All
thank you,
right.
teacher.
You sure? Okay. So you had to do some cooking. I here's something I don't understand. Your mother hated to cook. My wife, her mother cooks, but she's a terrible cook. But my wife's a very good cook. Thank goodness. Uh, was your mother a good cook, or she hated to cook? Was she,
Oh.
She's not good
She's
at
a
it?
good cook. She's a
Ah,
good cook, but she hates cooking. She
okay.
hates cooking.
All right. Fair enough. So you would
Yeah.
often do the cooking. Are you a good cook?
Yeah, I like cooking. For example, for my husband,
Mm-hmm.
I cook every day, but because I like it.
Okay. Cool. All right. So there you go. There's a normal household task or chore that you enjoy doing. All right. Uh, Although you probably didn't have to do many household chores in the past, is there anything that you've done that you really hated?
I don't hate it, the chores, but
Really?
but but not because I work now. I work every day.
Uh-huh.
I have to go to my job, and I don't have time for do the chores.
Right. I
For
see.
example, when I had a free time, I study English or maybe study other language. Or I don't know. I spend my time with my husband, my free time.
Okay. Wait. Can I ask what kind of work do you do?
So
What
sorry,
kind of what kind of work do you do?
I'm a teacher,
You are. What's your subject?
elementary teacher.
Oh, okay. All right. Very
Yes,
good.
and in my country, I work. I have two jobs, one in the morning and one in the afternoon.
I see. Okay. So,
Yeah,
all right, you say busy with your career.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. I understand that. Okay. Susanna, give me a second. I want to welcome Heidi to the class. Hello, Heidi.
Hello, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you. Uh, where have you been, Heidi? Having lunch? Or not yet?
Yeah, I have a small job in my house using computer. Today
Oh.
it is quite active, so I was very busy.
Ah, okay. Very good. All right. We're kind of continuing from last class, vocabulary class. We're talking about housework and chores and all of that. Heidi, what's your least favorite job? What do you hate doing around the house?
Cleaning
Cleaning, general cleaning, or is specific cleaning windows, cleaning the bathroom,
windows, cleaning windows.
cleaning
Because
windows?
yeah, my place is quite high.
Hmm.
Sometimes wind is very strong. I'm very scared.
Oh, not only is it unpleasant, it's scary. Yeah. Okay. Uh, wow. How do you clean the windows outside if it's very high? You mean is there a
Outside I have
balcony or
veranda,
veranda?
veranda around my house.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I
I
understand.
can reach any place from veranda.
Okay. Veranda, balcony, pretty much same idea. Okay. All right. Cleaning the windows. How often do you do that?
In the season, I don't do that.
Yeah. Who does that in the winter?
Very, very cold.
Yeah. It's not going to work. You spray stuff on and it just freezes.
Well, maybe
Absolutely.
it's getting warmer, so I need to do that in the very near future.
Is it getting warmer,
Yeah,
actually?
it's getting warmer. Because today I don't need to use a heater.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's getting quite a bit warmer. Okay. I'm asking, actually, I'm interested in that because in the United States, for example, it's been really cold lately. Really, really, really cold. And overall, the United States has had a very, very cold winter, and it's been getting colder lately, strangely, since we're almost in March.
Yeah, I know. I saw some pictures from New York.
Hmm. And in where I live, in the Philippines, it's should be getting hotter, but it hasn't really started getting hotter yet.
Not
You know,
long.
slightly. Yeah, but it gets hotter. It goes from 25 degrees to 40, and it seems to happen very quickly.
Mhm.
It hasn't started. Usually by now, we're up to 36, but it's not
Wow, 36 now.
usually, but not now. It's maybe 28 outside. Not too bad. Yeah, but anyway, in Japan, do people have a spring cleaning? I mentioned this at the end of last class that Americans kind of have a tradition. I think British people as well. Okay, okay, Susanna. All right. Bye bye. Thank you. We'll see you again next time, I hope. Okay. I've had a strange.
What?
I've had a strange class. People come in, they talk to me for 5 minutes, and then they go. It's just like you're like the fourth one to come into class.
Dog and bird.
It's like not a group class. It's like a series of 5 or 10 minute one-on-one classes. All right, well, what? Start over again. Okay. Okay. Anyway, I was asking in Japan, is there any kind of spring cleaning tradition?
I'm not sure. Maybe if spring people are very busy, they need to move another place. It's a changing season, annual schedule.
Changing? What do you mean changing? You mean moving?
For example, April, the school start, and even companies start the annual schedule.
Oh, okay. I see.
So some people need to move to other place after graduation, or company order to move to other branch of company.
Interesting. Okay.
So
I see.
end of the next year, next month, even moving companies or some transportation are very busy.
I see. Okay, so when you move, of course, normally, when anybody moves, they have to do massive, complete, and total cleaning.
Yeah, if you go to the electronic appliance shop, there are some kind of set, electronic device set for single life.
What?
Many people start the new life after graduating the university.
Okay,
So
sure.
for them, that shops want to sell the set of the electronic devices, iron or washing machine.
I see. Household appliances, household cleaning equipment. By the way, all the different things, you have appliances like washing machine, oven, dishwashing machine, refrigerator. Those are appliances, television. And then you have household cleaning equipment, which of course would include vacuum cleaner,
Yes.
mops, broom, all that, pails and brushes and all that fun stuff. So there's industry sales and promotions for all that.
Yeah, that's right. There are several kind of sets, cheap one from a little expensive one.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, in American and British culture, we have a kind of a spring cleaning. It's basically the first day, usually a weekend when you have all day. It's very normal. First nice warm day, you'll open all the windows and you'll really go crazy cleaning your house. Pretty much everybody I know does that. Take the mattresses outside and beat them. I mean, everything. Everything like that. Yeah. Earlier, I want to ask you, we were talking about this earlier in class with my other 2 students, 3 students in a row. We were talking.
What happened?
I don't know. Weird.
Full of students.
strange. I have no idea what's going on. I'm having a very odd day, actually. The technology is just very odd today here. I don't know what's going on. But, okay, be that as it may. I was talking to them. You live in this part of the world, as do I, and recently there's been quite a bit in newspapers. In particular, a case recently, a Hong Kong woman, maybe you read about this. She had a servant, housekeeper.
Yes, yes.
Who was really horribly mistreated, even beaten.
Filipino? No.
I think she was Indonesian, as a matter.
Even many Filipinos are working in Hong Kong. But my friend said Filipinos' wages are a little higher than others because they can speak English.
Ah, really? Oh, well, that makes sense. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah. Anyway, I've heard about also last year there was a case in South Korea, I believe. Anyway, I hear about these cases, but also I was wondering if there's any such cases in Japan. I haven't heard of any. And I was wondering if many people in Japan actually have housekeepers, like from other countries.
Assaulting housekeepers? No. No, in Japan I've never heard about that. And we don't use housekeepers because housekeepers are very expensive.
They are. Okay.
It's much different from Filipinos.
Yeah.
And even Singapore, they employ a lot of housekeepers from surrounding countries. But I heard if they got pregnant, they need to go back to their home country immediately.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds like Singapore. Yeah.
Even though they are raped by owner, but still they need to go back.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds like Singapore to me.
Singapore is a small country, so they can do that. But Japan, we can't do that.
Yeah.
The rule. Yeah.
Yeah. That seems. I don't know. Whatever. That doesn't seem right to me. But okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting thing about housekeepers is that in wealthy, advanced countries, in America, in Canada, in Japan, to hire a housekeeper is very expensive.
Yeah, that's right. Because in Japan, the minimum wage is decided, so maybe at least they need to pay. We need to pay $8 an hour.
Yeah. Some of my American friends are always shocked, it's hard to explain, but in less wealthy countries like the Philippines or in Colombia or in Mexico, it's very common to have a housekeeper because they're very cheap.
Yes. My friend, she employed a housekeeper. So I said, you are very rich. She said, no, my relative family, countryside. She wanted to leave their child.
And I can attest to that. As living in the Philippines, I have been pretty much begged by several of my wife's cousins, can I please come work as a housekeeper? Come on, please. I really need the money. Okay. Yeah, you're almost pressured to take on a housekeeper. That seems weird. I'm from America, so I never... Actually, in America, I had an aunt who ran a house cleaning service. So
once a week or something.
Yeah, and she had employees, and they would go. She had schedules, and she would clean the homes of very wealthy people. I visited her once or twice when she was working. Oh my goodness. This is where you work? Oh, you're cleaning this house? It's like 24 bedrooms, 16 bathrooms.
Any housekeeper in your house?
When I was in the United States?
No, now.
Now, not living in my house, but we've had several. We had a cousin who was living with us because she's living with us, doing cleaning her house while she was looking for a job in the area. So she had a little money, and we're obviously feeding her and a free place to live. That's happened a couple times. And right now, a cousin, again, it's always relatives here, but people have like 100 relatives. Right now, yes, there's a cousin that stops by. I don't know, works. I don't know. My wife deals with it, but 4 to 8 hours, once or twice a week, and she pays her very well. This I know, comparatively.
Housewives working as a part-time job.
Mm-hmm.
So the minimum wage, maybe very similar to minimum wage. They want to employ some housekeeper, but even they need to pay the minimum wage.
Yeah. Even in the Philippines, it's become a little controversial about minimum wage and paying housekeepers and what's called a yaya. A yaya is like what's the word? It takes care of children. Not an au pair, but a nanny.
A nanny,
yeah. So it's even becoming controversial about what you need to pay a nanny or a house cleaner here in the Philippines. It's so before they even tackle that, they have to see the whole way it works here. If you live in the Manila area, all of the laws are completely different regarding wages, and there's a lot of laws. They're completely different. You have Manila or NCR wage. I can't even remember what that stands for. Whatever. In this one little area that's or surrounding Manila in the city, and then everywhere else is considered the province, literally everywhere else. And they have a completely different wage scale, entirely different, like half. It's not half, but it's close to half, maybe 60%.
Or only food.
Well, but it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense, frankly, because it makes sense because Manila in the same apartment I would have in Manila cost me double, easily double, and food, just buying food, it's maybe not double, but 1.5 times as much. It's definitely more expensive to live in Manila, a lot more expensive. You could never live off wages, province wages in the city. You just couldn't. So I kind of understand it, but yeah, it's confusing because then they're you know how nobody follows the law here. But anyway, anyway, I get very confused. You get confused about what the laws are because they change them frequently, and it depends on where you are. What the minimum wage is depends on where you are, and they change that.
Yeah.
It's very confusing. Pretty much every business here needs its own lawyer to stay abreast of employee laws. They have all kinds of laws, different wages for overtime, for nighttime work, for working a holiday. There's 10 different wage scales. It's crazy.
Even my friend, a Japanese, he's living in Singapore. He employed a housekeeper from Philippines. So he's very happy because he had a child and a wife, a baby and a wife. The housekeeper is very helpful, and even she can speak English, so it's very good practice for him.
Ah, yeah, right, a bonus. Oh, yeah. Oh, terrific. Yeah, and sometimes, most times, I think it works out for everybody. Would you, if you could afford a housekeeper, would you have a housekeeper? Or cleaning lady?
Cleaning lady in my house?
Yeah. Would you hire a house cleaner if it was more affordable?
Yeah, before my Filipino friend said, if you want to employ a housekeeper, I can introduce you my cousin or something.
Of course. Yeah. Right. So, okay, that wouldn't bother you to have someone in your house cleaning?
Yeah, but maybe Japanese are very kind. So at first, we need to think about the school for the housekeepers if they're still younger.
Yeah, right. True. Okay. And okay, what I was really asking, would it bother you to have someone touching your things and moving your things around and cleaning your things?
Yeah, if
No.
I was very rich, I would employ some
Okay.
housekeepers, but
All
I
right.
need to prepare another house for them.
Oh, okay. So where they stay somewhere separately.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because as I mentioned before that I've had housekeepers here in the Philippines. So sometimes the one I had one that did a terrific job cleaning the house, quite honestly. However, part of the way she cleaned the house is she would take every little thing, my pencil that I keep on my desk as I'm talking to you, she would put this away like in the closet or something. Come on, things you use every day. She would wrap everything up and then put it away, and so just the most normal things, fingernail clippers, things you use all the time. My cell phone, even. I'm nervous when she comes to my house. I have to put my cell phone in my pocket because she'll pick it up and she'll move it and she'll put it in the closet or something.
Before I used to go abroad, and I stayed in Italy or someplace for 1 month. Then my husband need to keep my house. So when I returned home, where is this? Where's the pan? I'm a little frustrated.
Yeah, you can't find anything. All right, well, exactly. That was my problem with this particular housekeeper. Terrific job, really. Everything is spotless, but wow, can't find anything. And nothing is put in a logical place. Everything is put. My cell phone's in with the kitchen dishes, and my pencil I use in my office is not even in my office. She's moved it to one of the children's bedrooms. What is going on? And then the thing is, she never remembers. I ask her like 10 minutes after she moves my cell phone, "Where's my cell phone? Where did you put it?" Oh, she'll start looking around the house. She doesn't even remember.
Every day you need to do treasure hunting.
Exactly. Hide and seek, treasure hunt every day. A little bit frustrating. But the house is clean, Yeah. Kind of incredible. So,
some people employed a Filipino as a housekeeper, then they are very satisfied because satisfied because they work very well and they clean the house very good.
Mostly they do, yeah. Filipinos get accused of being lazy, but I don't see it. When they work, they work. A lot of times they don't work. They don't mind not working. It's not a big deal in their culture to not work for 2 months. So what? But when they work, they work. Especially the women, frankly. It's true. So you mentioned your husband was in charge of housework duties.
Yeah. So I'm really frustrated. Where is my thing? But I can't say anything because it's kind of him.
Yes, he's trying. Exactly. Is there anything, I have to ask, is there anything he's completely incompetent at? That he just, you won't even let him do it even if he wants to because he's just terrible at doing that, like housework. Is there anything?
Yeah. Maybe he cleaned my house better than me.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I have convinced my wife that I am incompetent at doing the laundry.
Mm-hmm.
Shh, don't tell her. I could probably do it if I had to. But I've convinced her that I'm completely incompetent. Whatever. I put bleach in and ruin some clothes, make a bleach stain on the clothes. I wash the colors and the whites together. When I fold the clothes, I just kind of fold them like, okay, that's good. Put it away. So
How about cooking? Do you cook?
I've convinced her I'm completely incompetent. No, I enjoy cooking, so I have no problem with that. I cook maybe half the time.
You were chef before.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
And I can't always, because sometimes I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 classes in a row. I don't have time to cook if I only have an hour break. I don't have time to cook an elaborate dinner or anything. So, but when I do have time, I do the cooking. If I have a 2-hour break for dinner, then I cook dinner. Pretty much, that's pretty much how it works. And when I'm busy, she cooks. But fortunately, she's a very good cook as
really?
well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I've kind of trained her American style cooking a little bit.
Filipinos food is not hot too much.
Not too spicy. You mean spicy hot?
Not too spicy. So it's very similar to Japanese.
Mm-hmm. But the one thing they don't debone anything. They don't take the bones out of chicken or fish or even steaks. Well, they'll cut the meat with the bones right in there. They don't cut the bones out of anything, which drives me crazy. I hate eating fish and having to take an hour and a half to eat dinner because you're spitting out tiny little bones.
Yeah.
Drives me crazy. And they don't throw away anything, kind of a poor culture. So they cook the fat of everything. But they eat the fat, the pork fat, the beef fat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they don't cut it off. They don't cut it out when they eat it, which I don't like at all. I don't like just eating pure fat. I can't do that. Well, yeah. Anyway, I've kind of trained her to cut the fat and the bones off, to trim meats before she cooks them. So also to use the smallest amount of oil possible as necessary as well, because Filipinos food can be kind of greasy depending who's cooking. When her mother cooks, my mother-in-law, oh my God, I can't eat her food. It's just so greasy. She doesn't know how to just cook a little bit of onions. She'll have this much grease in the bottom of the pan, oil or whatever. No, you're just sautéing some onions. You don't.
Maybe it's custom. They have some leftover in the restaurant. They take out that, right?
Yeah, sometimes I guess maybe. I don't know.
Waiters always ask me, take out.
Oh yeah, sure. Oh yeah, sure. You don't waste food that you buy in a restaurant because it's too expensive.
But I was staying in a hotel, so I didn't need to take out my leftover. But waiter was very handsome, so I couldn't say no.
Okay. That's funny. Yeah, well, I can say honestly, I wouldn't really notice, because in American culture, that's also very common to take a doggy bag, we call it. A doggy bag. Supposedly it's for your dog, but everybody knows that you bring it home. No, it's just for yourself. Everybody knows that, but we all pretend it's because we have a dog. It's not true. But anyway, Americans do that all the time too. Definitely. Very common.
We don't have such custom.
Okay. Very common. Even you'll order a little bit of extra food when you're having dinner, so you can bring a doggy bag back for your babysitter if somebody's watching your children or something. Kind of normal. Speaking of doggy bags and all of that, I'm starving. I've had 3 classes in a row, and it's time for me to go have my lunch. So, pleasure chatting with you, Heidi, and
Thank
we'll
you
see
very
you
much.
again.
See you
All
again.
right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.